Margaret Stevens from Toledo, Ohio, was surprised when she noticed her Social Security deposit in January was $47 more than she expected. After calling the Social Security Administration to make sure there wasn't some kind of mistake, she learned that her benefits had increased along with millions of other Americans due to the annual cost of living adjustment. What Margaret didn't realize was that this was just the beginning of several positive changes affecting Social Security recipients in 2025. If you're receiving Social Security benefits and want to understand exactly when your payments arrive and why they might be larger than before, this information could help you better plan your monthly budget and understand your benefits. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to The Golden Money, where we make complex Social Security information clear and easy to understand for everyone. The story of bigger Social Security checks in 2025 begins with something called the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA as it's commonly known. Every year, the Social Security Administration evaluates whether the cost of goods and services has increased enough to warrant raising benefit payments. This adjustment is designed to help recipients maintain their purchasing power as prices for everyday necessities like food, housing, and medical care continue to rise. For 2025, Social Security benefits have gone up 2.5% thanks to the annual cost of living adjustment. While this might seem like a modest increase compared to some previous years, it represents real money in the pockets of beneficiaries. For someone receiving the average Social Security benefit, this translates to approximately $47 additional dollars each month, which adds up to more than $560 over the course of a year. The timing of when you receive this increased payment depends on several factors, but the most important thing to understand is that everyone eligible for Social Security benefits is receiving this increase. The adjustment took effect beginning with payments received in January 2025, meaning that if you received Social Security in January, you already got your first bigger check. Let's talk about how the Social Security payment schedule works, because understanding when your money arrives can help you plan your monthly expenses more effectively. The Social Security Administration has a specific system for determining when benefits are paid, and it's based primarily on your birth date and when you first started receiving benefits. If you began receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, or if you receive both Social Security and Supplemental Security income, your payments arrive on the third day of each month. This is the earliest payment date in the Social Security system. For example, if you're in this category, your June payment would typically arrive on June 3rd, your July payment on July 3rd, and so on. For everyone else, the payment schedule is based on the day of the month you were born. If you were born between the 1st and 10th of any month, your Social Security payments arrive on the second Wednesday of each month. If your birthday falls between the 11th and 20th, you receive your payment on the third Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment comes on the fourth Wednesday of the month. Let me give you some concrete examples to make this clearer. Take Harold Peterson from Minneapolis, who was born on March 7th and started receiving Social Security in 2018. Because his birthday is on the 7th, which falls between the 1st and 10th, Harold receives his Social Security payment on the second Wednesday of every month. For June 2025, that means Harold's payment arrived on June 11th. Compare this to Sarah Williams from Atlanta, who was born on August 24th. Since her birthday is on the 24th, which falls between the 21st and 31st, Sarah receives her payment on the fourth Wednesday of each month. Her June payment would arrive on June 25th. These payment dates are important for budgeting purposes, especially for people living on fixed incomes. Knowing exactly when your money will arrive helps you plan for monthly expenses like rent, utilities, groceries, and medications. Many seniors find it helpful to align their bill due dates with their Social Security payment schedule to ensure they have the funds available when needed. The Social Security Administration has been remarkably consistent with these payment dates, even during challenging times like the COVID-19 pandemic. However, there are occasionally small adjustments when payment dates fall on federal holidays. In these cases, payments are typically moved to the preceding business day, ensuring that beneficiaries receive their money without delay. The increase In Social Security, payments isn't just about the monthly amount you receive. It also affects other aspects of your benefits. For instance, if you're working while receiving Social Security and are subject to the earnings test, the increased benefit amount may affect how much you can earn before your benefits are reduced. The good news is that all these calculations are handled automatically by the Social Security Administration. For the first time in the history of the Social Security Administration, the average monthly benefit check for a retiree is set to pass $2,000 in June. This milestone represents not just the 2025 COLA increase, but also the cumulative effect of years of cost of living adjustments that have helped Social Security keep pace with inflation over time. The process of calculating and implementing the COLA is quite thorough. The Social Security Administration uses the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, known as CPIW, to measure inflation. They compare the average CPIW for the third quarter of the current year with the average for the third quarter of the previous year. The percentage increase, if any, becomes the COLA for the following year. This system ensures that Social Security benefits maintain their purchasing power over time, though some advocacy groups argue that the CPIW doesn't accurately reflect the spending patterns of older Americans, who typically spend more on health care and housing than the general population. Despite these concerns, the COLA system has provided regular increases to help beneficiaries keep up with rising costs. For many recipients, the bigger Social Security checks in 2025 come at a crucial time. Healthcare costs continue to rise, and many seniors are dealing with increased expenses for prescription medications, medical procedures, and long-term care services. The additional money from the COLA increase helps offset some of these rising costs, providing a bit more financial breathing room. It's worth noting that not everyone will see the same dollar increase in their benefits. The 2.5% COLA is applied to each person's individual benefit amount, so someone receiving $1,800 per month will see a smaller dollar increase than someone receiving $2,500 per month, even though both receive the same percentage increase. Let's return to Margaret Stevens from our opening story. Margaret's monthly benefit was $1,980 before the COLA increase. With the 2.5% adjustment, her new monthly benefit is $1,927, an increase of $47 per month. For Margaret, this extra money helps cover the rising cost of her prescription medications and allows her to maintain her weekly grocery budget without making difficult cuts. The impact of these increases extends beyond individual households. When millions of Social Security recipients have more money to spend, it has a positive effect on local economies. Seniors typically spend their Social Security income on necessities like food, housing, healthcare, and transportation, which supports businesses and jobs in communities across the country. For those who might be concerned about the long-term sustainability of Social Security, it's important to understand that COLA increases don't threaten the program's financial stability. The increases are funded by the same payroll taxes and other revenue sources that support the entire Social Security system. The adjustments ensure that benefits maintain their value over time, which has always been a fundamental principle of the program. Looking ahead, Social Security recipients can expect to continue receiving COLA adjustments in future years, assuming inflation continues to occur. The exact amount of future increases will depend on economic conditions and inflation rates, but the mechanism for protecting benefits against the erosion of purchasing power remains in place. If you haven't already, it's a good idea to create a My Social Security account on the Social Security Administration's website. This free, secure online portal allows you to view your benefit information, see your payment history, and access important documents like your Social Security statement and benefit verification letter. You can also use this account to change your address, update your direct deposit information, and request replacement Medicare cards. The increased Social Security payments for 2025 represent an important protection against inflation for millions of Americans. Whether you're already receiving benefits or planning for retirement, understanding how the COLA system works and when payments arrive can help you make better financial decisions. The reliability of Social Security payments, combined with regular cost of living adjustments, continues to provide a foundation of financial security for older Americans and their families. As we've seen through examples like Margaret Stevens and others, these increases may seem modest on a percentage basis, but they translate into real money that helps people maintain their standard of living. The predictable payment schedule allows recipients to plan their finances effectively, while the automatic COLA adjustments provide protection against the gradual erosion of purchasing power that would otherwise occur over time.